tarde, pessoal. Bem-vindos de volta ao nosso quinto dia da IoT Week Brasil 2024. É um prazer enorme estar aqui mais uma vez com vocês. Eu me chamo Ramon Santos, eu vou me autodescrever. Eu sou um homem branco, de barba e cabelos escuros, meu olho também é escuro, e eu estou utilizando uma camisa de gola branca com folhas verdes. O meu fundo é branco, com portas e meio creme, também embaçado. E para a gente continuar o nosso dia, eu agradeço mais uma vez a vocês o engajamento, a participação de todos durante toda essa semana. E agora a gente vai ter uma sessão intitulada WebQuest, como ferramenta educacional interativa. E para conduzi-la, eu convido três professoras maravilhosas, a Edilene Gasparini Fernandes, da Fatec Rio Preto, a Anoush AYUNTS, da Yerevan State University, na Armênia, e a Elen Dias, da Fundação Educacional de Fernandópolis. Então, recebam muito bem, espero que vocês possam aproveitar a sessão, fiquem à vontade para deixar os seus comentários, suas questões durante o chat. Após o fim da sessão, nós entraremos ao vivo para comentar e responder a todas as questões. Uma boa sessão a todos, muito obrigado.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. We thank you for this opportunity. And I'd like to say that our communication here talks about a project which was a joint venture between among these three universities, these three institutions. One of them is Fatec Rio Preto. It's where the initial research comes from with my job, Edilene Gasparini Fernandes, I'm from there. Professor Anoush AYUNTS from Armenia, State University of Armenia, and Professor Elen Dias from Fatec Jales and FEF, okay? So this work that we have developed together started with the line of research called Web English that was developed inside Fatec Rio Preto, and with the students that helped me developing this inside a kind of research line called Integral Regime Research, which is funded by Centro Paula Souza, and it was developed from 2022 till now, 2024. So this tool, which was developed by Bernie Dodge in 1995, started like a tool for integrating subjects inside around a theme. Like, for example, you would work like water, the use of water inside a elementary school program or a high school program, and all the subjects would work around this theme of water. And so it would help integrating the subjects, the students around the subject, and also to use the web inside classes. This was his first primary goal, but then it was kind of not being seen anymore during the 20s. And in the year 2010, 2011, and 12, Lilian Basic, who's a professor at USP, University of São Paulo, started doing a research based on this WebQuest, and she turned this research into something that could be developed inside these university walls and environments. It was a very good idea she had. And then by observing all of this, I decided to bring this into our technological environment. And the results are giving fruits till now, because from 2022 to 2024, we have been developing with the students from agribusiness, from informatics towards businesses, and from system analysis, these tools called WebQuests, which are challenges. But in our case, it was used in order to help students to learn English, to boost their English inside classes. Because our aim at Fatec Preto is to put them to speak English, to express themselves in English, because the market looks for it. The market waits for a student coming from out of Fatec, speaking English, expressing himself, herself in English. So that's our goal there. And WebQuests are helping us to do this. Because when we created the WebQuests, we have realized that it had much potential. And then we faced, we had some ideas like inserting them inside the coils. And we found a person just as crazy as me, as Professor Anoush is, and she decided to come into this adventure with us. And in 2023, for example, we started with the WebQuests being used as challenges inside these coils that we have been doing together since 2022. They were not based on WebQuest, but decided to start being using WebQuest from 2023 to 2024. The second one was this year. But in the last year, we have put the students just to face the challenges and give us answers from the WebQuests. You know, WebQuests are tools with 6 steps. We have decided to use just 4 of them in our challenges. So, for example, we create a WebQuest that talks about city pollution, for example. And then we present this into an introduction, like a little story about this. And then we go to task, where the student has to, link the idea of the introduction with what he might be doing for solving that question that is presented in the beginning. Because there is a problem, right? WebQuest is about problems that have to be solved in the world. And then on the task, he starts doing this linking between the problem and the solution. And on the next step, which is the process, then he understands his role inside the problem and how he can make this happen, how he can solve the problem. Finally, resources, which is the 4th step. We only use these 4 steps, is the phase, the step where the student has links suggested by us that created the WebQuests, so he can get into those links and do his research, so he can come out with in groups, right? Come out with an answer for the quest, which is in the WebQuest. Anyway, all this movement has become successful between the students, between the professors. And the idea is to use this in all the Fatecs as a tool for teaching and learning English. And that's why we're here, to show you this tool. Finally, a student from our group who has run into a scholarship. He has won the scholarship from CNPq, and he has just ended the scholarship, and the tool is ready. It's an app to abridge all the WebQuests we have created till now. It's around 30 WebQuests before this app. He has just inserted 8 of them till now, because he has just finished and didn't have time to put everything inside there. But anyway, it's the news that we're bringing you, and we're very, there's a joy here to bring you and offer you this tool for you to use in your classes. It's a pleasure for us. Anyway, I was telling about this, the surging of the research and how everything walked. And then on the 3rd year, on 2024, we decided to make this program a little different between Armenia and Brazil, as we have been doing during the previous years, we decided to put the students to create WebQuests. And it was a third success that we had. So the idea was, you know, a little crazy, but everything went okay. And Professor Anoush was a coordinator in the project, just like I was in Brazil with the professors from Brazil, and she was a professor with the professors from Armenia. And all these people working together had a great result. And Professor Elen was the one who was, you know, closer to the students, and I would like her to give her to tell what was her experience, how the students reacted into producing all these things. The results, I think, were amazing with her group as well as with other ones, because we had 9 groups producing WebQuests, and now we have lots of WebQuests to, you know, deliver to you. But she's going to tell you the details about this entanglement with the students, okay? Well, I think that's all I had to tell you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you again for the opportunity. And I'll pass the floor now to Professor Anoush AYUNTS from Armenia.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Edilene, for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be here to taking part in this roundtable and being able to share the experience that we have had together. To start with, I would like to say that we started implementing COIL projects with Fatec, between Fatec and Yerevan State University, with the initiative of Osvaldo Susi Jr. He contacted me and introduced me to his wonderful team, Noza Haruka, Edilene Gasparini Fernandes, Patricia Januaria, Edilene Gasparini, and Elen Diaz, that some of us are here now. And it all started in the year 2022. We were very thrilled and excited to start COIL collaborative project, virtual exchange between the 2 institutions. And but I would like to, we have had several COIL projects, I must say, but because our roundtable is devoted to the WebQuest, I will mainly talk about the 2 COIL projects, which Edilene already mentioned briefly. I will go into more details by introducing how it all went and what we did during the 2 COIL projects, which used WebQuests as a tool for project-based learning, PBL. I will share my screen and show you. You will see them. Yes. I hope you can see my screen now, right? Yeah. So this is so we started, as Edilene already mentioned, in the year we implemented the first COIL project with WebQuest in the year of 2023, and the supervisors were Edilene and me from Armenia. As you can see, during the first project, we engaged 48 students from Brazil with 8 professors and 25 students, 4 professors from Armenia. The whole project lasted for 6 weeks. So, and the main tools that we used were Padlet and Zoom. So the aim of the first project that we implemented using WebQuest as a tool this project was titled WebQuest as a PBL tool in a COIL experience between Brazilian and Armenian students, during which the students implemented this PBL, trying to provide solutions to the already ready-made WebQuests. Edilene already told you how it works, what is a WebQuest with its 4 steps and etc. And I must say that the students worked really hard. They participated very actively, and after the project was over, we carried a survey, and the survey results here show that the students did really very well. For example, here you see that especially which aspects of COIL was most important for them. They mainly mentioned cultural aspect here, which is one of the aspects of COIL. And as far as the efficiency of the project itself, nearly 95% like rated the project to be highly effective or effective. Concerning the part how effective was collaboration with the group, again, we see that 68% rated it as very effective and 25% as effective. Concerning the fourth question, which is on the WebQuest itself, how successful was the project of WebQuest you developed in your group? They, again, 95%, as you can see, 55 and 40% of the students answered that they consider it to be very successful or successful. Also, they would express their wish to take part in similar projects. Thus, we decided that this is not going to finish, and we decided to continue our experience with implementing more COIL projects. And the next one, as Edilene also mentioned, which took place in the year 2024, we decided to do this project even more challenging, and we decided to assign students to develop their own WebQuests. That's why we were very picky with the selection of students. As you can see, fewer students took part in this project because we needed for the level of students to be at least B1 or B2 for them to be able to develop a WebQuest. Again, the professors from both countries actively participated and supervised monitored the project. The aim here, as you can see, the project was this time titled Creating WebQuests Collaboratively in International Teams, which took place in March 2024. And the aim of the project was to have students collaboratively create WebQuests based on the three provided themes: waste recycling, data security, and how to produce energy without harming nature. Students were given very clear instructions, and also they saw the examples of previously created WebQuests. And then the groups chose their topics, themes, and developed their WebQuests. Again, I'm not going to share the whole survey results, just to mention, to show you one of the questions that we included in the survey after the project was over, concerning the positive points of the COIL project. As you can see here, students mention positive points: collaborative learning, enhancing communication skills, amplification of knowledge, interaction between international students, as well as global networking, and of course, cultural exchange and language proficiency. Because as we know, PBL is a project-based learning, which the aim of which is, of course, to make students more proficient in the English language, English as a second foreign language, by implementing different projects. So, and I must say that after each project, we have authored articles. So after the first project, in 2023, we authored an article together with Edilene, Gasparini, Fernandes, which was published in Revista Cibitecli. And for which, after we took part in a congress, COIL Congress in Brazil, and I must say that this was a wonderful experience for us to meet up there and share all our knowledge and experience, and in terms of what is COIL and what is in general collaborative working. And the second article which we have authored is ready, and we are now trying to find a Web of Science journal to publish the article there. It's already going to be published soon. I think this much. Thank you again, Edilene, for this opportunity. I hope I managed to be useful and tell you as much as I could. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Anoush. Thank you for all that you said and brought here to us. The experience we have been having with Armenia, Yerevan State University, I said it wrongly, I'm sorry first,
It's okay.
has been a successful one, as well as the WebQuest have been successful. Our entanglement has been of a great help. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to call Professor Elen Diaz and pass on the floor to her. Thank you so much, Anoush.
My pleasure.
Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. I hope, I don't know why I'm not appearing in the, wait a moment. I'll ask, I don't know why I'm not appearing here.
In the screen?
Yeah, in the screen. Can you see it? I am appearing.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yes.
We can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, technology. First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity, Edilene, and St. Paula Souls and British Council and all the team that have worked with us, okay, for being able to be here today, okay. Today, words teachers, we are expected not only to master our subject areas anymore, but also to incorporate innovative and engaging activities to maintain student interest. Then, as technology drives adaptations across various domains, language teaching has evolved, embracing new approaches. And this kind of approach that we have been developing is getting more and more attention as an innovative model of international education that connects higher education institutions globally. Okay, then as Edilene told, my part here is to exactly show you how was the work with the students. Okay, then I'm going to share here my screen with you just to, then you can see part of the, okay. Then, first of all, I would like to mention that we have meetings with the students, okay? And we had used Padlet and the Zoom, okay, as tools. And we choose the theme. And in my group, for example, in our group, okay, we develop talking about technology, more specifically about data security. Then, as you can see, I had with me 2 students from Armenia, okay, and 3 from Brazil. Okay, we had meetings, and every meeting I tried to record and just tried to be as a spectator, you know. I let them work and even decide about how to manage the groups, how to manage all the things that they would do. And just sometimes I used to take part of their decisions when they asked me. That was one of the things. Autonomy was what we were trying to develop, that they could do by themselves what they should do, okay, after the instructions have been done. Okay, I'm going to show part of their work, okay, here, just for you to see. They develop a PowerPoint to give instructions to the group that could use their web questions, okay? And they started with questions that could make students reflect about what could happen, okay? And they worked with video. They select different kind of videos, some videos that were much more connected to their age even, okay? And some of them were here, as you can see, is NCSI. It was a piece of a series that they like and they decided to use, okay, to show about hacking, that were one of their subjects because they were treating about data security, okay? Then after, they worked with tasks, all right? And they created a task that the students could get in it and develop steps like a game. They try to gamify, okay, their task. It was very interesting, okay? And they created all the instructions to the role plays that they could take part, and thought about an attack, okay? And they could have victims, different kind of victims that could had different kind of attitudes after being hacked, okay? And then the roles, as you can see, they try to develop different kind of characters, okay, that in a way that people could identify themselves with some of their attitudes, okay, after being hacked. Okay, then take a look. Different ages, different personalities, okay, and Emily, all right, and David. And then they decided to do like navigating. They thought about the idea of having setting a sail, okay? And I loved the idea, okay? It was very interesting to see how they were engaged. That was very important, I think, creating these steps, okay? And what they could do. And they provide resources and sites that the people that were taking part of the activity could navigate and research about the subject too, okay? And then they brought
what is cybersecurity?
Other videos that they could watch and follow about the subject too, all right? And then they should answer some question, creating like an enigma, okay, that could be discovered. And after even answering, oh my God, forgot. A research that they asked them to answer, they could see what kind of personality they could identify themselves, okay? All right. And then find the treasure at the end, okay? All right. Then all of these were created by them, okay? And we could see that during all the project, all the students collaboratively create all the things, okay? And the survey was conducted in a way that the results indicate a positive experience with the COIL initiative, particularly in enhancing foreign language competence and enriching the educational experience for both students and instructor. Okay, thank you very much again, okay, for this opportunity. I hope you can enjoy, and as Edilene told, and Anoush, if you can use all the material that's here, okay, then we hope we can help you in these first steps. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Ellen. We thank you for all the explanation. I hope you have had an idea of what a WebQuest is. This WebQuest was created inside the third year of projects with Armenia, Yerevan State University of Armenia. But I'd like to tell you that you can have all this material to yourself from now on because it's available in a link. Unfortunately, it's not for iPhones, just for Androids, but that's what we can do right now. In the future, probably we're going to be able to transform it into a tool for being used in iPhones also, but for now, it's just this one, I'm sorry. But I'll be able to pass you this link as soon as we finish this this presentation. It will be ready for you to access, okay? And I'll always be here to help you. Please, if you have any doubts on any ways that you have, you know, any doubts of any kind, just go after me, please, at Fatec Rio Preto. My address is, electronic address is edilene@fatecriopreto.edu.br. Okay, I'll write this down after this presentation. And we thank you so much for the opportunity. We are a team that is working all these years together, and we have this feeling of doing everything together, and this is working very well. Thank God. Thank you for the opportunity again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you, everyone. And with questions.
Another amazing session, amazing too. Thank you very much for our brilliant professors. And fortunately, it's not over yet. And I'm here with those three brilliant women. So welcome, Professor Edilene.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity of taking part of such an amazing Congress. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we thank you. Welcome, Professor Anoush.
Thank you. Thank you very much for organizing this talk.
Our pleasure. And welcome, Professor Elen.
Thank you very much, everybody, for the opportunity, especially to the British Council.
Yeah, we thank you. It was an amazing session, and I'm pretty sure that it was very helpful to all the audience, and it's going to be a lot to the audience who's going to watch us in the future. So now it's the time for the audience to let some comments, let your questions here on the chat. We'll be reading soon. But before, I'd like to ask if any of you would like to add something to the presentation, or can we go straight to the questions?
Fine for me. Go ahead. I don't know about the girls.
We can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you. I'll be covering this in English, but you can feel free to answer both in Portuguese or English. We have a simultaneous translation for our video, and we have the sign language also translated. So our first question is, how can WebQuest, this or others, be adapted for different age groups and learning levels? So who would like to go first? The floor is yours.
Would you like to go, Anoush?
I can, with pleasure. I think WebQuest can be integrated for the ages 18 and over, because students should be knowledgeable, at least in some spheres which are about global problems, and they should know, should be a bit proficient, have some background knowledge to be able to create a WebQuest. So it is important, and also their level of English as a foreign language should be at least B1. B2 is desirable, C1 also, because creating a WebQuest which other students are going to use is a very challenging task. So this is the main thing that I would like to say. The age should be 18 and plus.
Thank you, Anoush.
Yeah, thank you. Would you like to add something?
I think that's all.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. The next one is, from your perspective and your background, what are the most common challenges teachers face when creating and putting into place the WebQuest?
I'll go for this one, okay? The most important thing is for you to, when you create a WebQuest together with a class, is to manage your students, not to get into, dangerous websites or any websites. You have to manage those moves because, you have everything. It's a world for them, open up. And the coordination of the teacher, the professor is really of much importance. I think so. Would you like to add, girls?
Perfect.
No?
No, if not, we can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our time is quite short, but we have time for one more question. So what are the main benefits of using WebQuest compared to traditional teaching methods?
Would you like to answer, Ellen, or Anoush, or
Okay.
can I answer?
That's okay. I think is the change, okay, the exchange, in fact, the cultural exchange, the cultural aspects of knowing each other, especially when, as we developed, that was among different countries, in fact, between two countries, okay. You can exchange even not only the cultural aspects, but also the language, okay, the proficiency. One can help the other, even the students, and developing autonomy. I think it was just great being with the students, how they could manage all the situation, how they could create the not only the presentation, but all the ideas that was flourishing during all the process. This exchange, I think, is these are kinds of exchanges are most important. I think so.
And I would like to add that PBL, the main aspect that it is different when we implement PBL is that it is a perfect tool to be used as a WebQuest is a perfect tool to be used in project-based learning, as a tool for project-based learning, which is really very important nowadays. It is a wonderful method of teaching and learning English, project-based learning, and WebQuest is a nice tool at creating WebQuests or asking them to solve any ready-made WebQuest. This is the main difference that it is compared to some other traditional methods of teaching and learning English.
Yeah, and also, if I may add a little thing.
Please, yes.
Our students are getting tired of this old way of teaching, the professor or the teacher over all of them, and, just this different hierarchy is kind of getting out of date. And we have to find new ways of putting our students to be interested in what we're teaching them. Teaching have to be a way of exchanging, and this method is perfect for this because the student is taking part of your class like a researcher. If he is, because there are two ways of using WebQuest. If the student is running your WebQuest, the ones that you present them, like I did in this app for you, or you can do what we're doing now with Armenia, is to create other ones, other WebQuests. Both ways, you are in the same level as your students. So you're all creating together, you're all participating together, and that's so much more important nowadays.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much. Thank you all for the amazing presentation. Thank you for staying with us to answer the questions. And before we finish, I'd like to ask you all to let the audience know how to find you. So are you on social media or LinkedIn? So this is the moment for the people be able to find you.
Yeah, sure. We can add our electronic addresses. What do you think, girls? Could that be electronic address or Instagram, whatever, in the chat? And I'd like to give you that link to access the WebQuest so the teachers can use this when they wish to.
Yeah, that would
Thank
be
you.
perfect.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. It is an honor for the British Council to have you here. We are very happy, and I'm pretty sure that the audience share this thought. So hope to see you in future opportunities. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
And for the audience, this is not all for today. We will be live 5:15. So see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.